Welcome to the Renaissance Spirit.
The Dangers of Collaboration, Philippe Pétain, a case study by Renaissance Spirit. A hero's fall and a nation's surrender. Philippe Pétain was once hailed as the Lion of Verdun, a national hero, a name uttered with reverence. But by 1940, that same name would become synonymous with betrayal. What happened? How does a man who once defended his nation come to surrender it, mind, body and soul, to an invading tyranny? And more importantly, could the same be happening today in countries like America and Hungary? Let's examine Pétain's fall not just as a historical curiosity, but as a chilling, cautionary tale, a mirror to our own era, and a warning we ignore at our peril. What is collaboration, and why does it matter now? Collaboration is not merely working with others, it is aligning yourself with power at the expense of principle. In occupied France, Pétain didn't simply cooperate with the Nazis, he enabled them. Under the guise of keeping the peace, he dismantled democracy, handed over Jews to the Gestapo, and crushed dissent. Sound familiar? Today, in places like the United States and Hungary, political leaders and institutions, some driven by fear, others by ambition, are doing the same. They're sacrificing truth for power, justice for comfort, and democracy for order. They claim to protect the people, while delivering them to the jaws of authoritarianism. And just like in 1940, many are cheering them on. The seduction of safety and the price of cowardice. Why did France follow Pétain? Because he offered them something deceptively comforting, a way to avoid chaos, to preserve a semblance of normal life under Hitler's boot. But collaboration never preserves, it perverts. In America, legal firms that once stood for constitutional integrity are now defending Trump's authoritarian ambitions. In Hungary, Orban's enablers prop up his regime, while civil liberties die by inches. The collaborators of today wear suits, not swastikas, but the consequences echo with eerie precision. Let's be honest, these collaborators aren't just leaders, they're neighbors, friends, family. People who tell themselves, it's not that bad or better this than unrest. But appeasement and collaboration are two masks of the same cowardice, the kind that history never forgives. How to spot a collaborator. They speak of order but silence dissent. They promise peace but erode justice. They invoke patriotism but sell their country's soul. They use language as camouflage, calling oppression security, calling propaganda news, calling cruelty tough love. Watch for those who normalize injustice, mock the vulnerable, or parrot the rhetoric of strongmen. They're not neutral, they're not misinformed, they are complicit. How do we fight back? We start by refusing to look away. History isn't just in books, it's happening right now. The fight against collaboration is fought daily, in classrooms, courtrooms, newsrooms and neighborhoods. Speak out, vote, support journalists, artists and educators who tell the truth. Call out cowardice even when it's inconvenient, especially when it's inconvenient, and never forget that silence isn't neutral. It's permission. The story of Philippe Pétain didn't end at his betrayal. He was tried for treason, condemned, his legacy ruined. But the damage that lasted generations. Will ours? History's verdict has yet to be written. Look around. Democracy, once thought secure, is buckling. The collaborators of our time aren't goose-stepping. They're smiling in press briefings and signing away rights behind closed doors. They say they are patriots, but they gut institutions from within. We must choose. Every generation must. Will we be the new Pétains, whispering compromise into the ear of tyranny? Or the new resistance, standing firm in the shadow of giants? Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences, including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. Living the Renaissance Spirit means engaging with history not as a distant past, but as a living dialogue, constantly informing and enriching our present. And the Renaissance Spirit is a reminder of our dialogue with the future, our progeny and posterity, our legacy. Will we grant them a future free from fear of climate change and tales of the end of democracy? Will they admonish us for our sins and omissions, or will they remember us fondly as saviors of humanity and the natural world? The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason, embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity and our shared history opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing, and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share, and take our quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit. History has not died, only our understanding of it.